Attention, Beard Gang. Shout out to all the fellas out there. We got a New Year's special for one of our top sponsors right now. You buy one, get one free. That's right. You buy the beard oil, get the beard balm free. This is today only, so act right now. The link is at the top line of the description box. Beautiful smelling, keeping your beard soft and glistening with a brilliant shine all day. Buy one oil, get a balm free. The link is at the top line of the description. Act now.
You know it. All right, man. Slim Thug a couple days ago, he took some heat, man. He jumped on his social media and he had some pretty strong things to say to the black community. Oh God, I want to play it and get your thoughts.
At 25, we can't blame white folks no more. We gotta let that go, kid. Them people, that wasn't even these people. That was some people before them. So at the end of the day, everybody showed us they can do it from scratch. So we can't be worried, waiting on nobody to give us nothing. Everybody just gotta do it, no matter where you come from. You gotta do it from scratch. I ain't have shit and look at me now. So if I could have did it, you could have did it now. We gotta stop making excuses. Stop waiting on motherfuckers. We gotta take advantage of this shit. We gotta be happy on purpose, doing shit that make us happy.
That's pretty much it in a nutshell. He took a lot of heat.
Yeah.
A lot of black people mad, especially on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. What's your thoughts, though?
Nah, I just think it's a lot more context to what he's saying. And it's on the surface level, yeah, he's right. You know, he definitely 100% right. At the end of the day, you got to do it for yourself. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to be, going to hand you anything in this world. Like, people let you die and bleed out and starve to death before anybody give you a helping hand. But, you made it out, but it's a whole group of people that don't make it out, right? And I think we have to be real and not let it cripple us, the history, but let it fuel us and learn from exactly what happened. So, there's excuses and there's reasons.
Mm-hmm.
You could say, look, my car's not running, man, because the tires is flat, or somebody cut my brake line. That's not an excuse.
Right.
This is what happened. But what am I going to do to fix it?
Right.
I'm gonna get my brake line fixed. I'm gonna get some new damn tires.
Right.
So that's how I kind of look at the situation, man. There are sector though of black people that are like that, like what he's saying, that everything is white, this, everything is that. They feel and they use that, in my opinion, as something that holds them back, or they feel like they can't do anything because, all we do is in slavery, and I can't go get this. You can do whatever you want, man. I see people. I was sitting down yesterday, dudes picking up trash cans and cleaning trash cans. There's so many ways to get it in this country. People coming from other countries because you could do anything you want to do. You want to go pick up spitballs. You want to clean windows. You want to go clean toilets. You want to clean office buildings. You want to go mow some lawns. It's a million different things you can do. Right now, you can start a business in this country. So there really is no excuse. It's just people, their mind have to be opened up to the possibilities that's, out there. And I don't think a lot of people are. They use it as a crutch. And as far as, I would say, like, we can't deny, like he says, well, those people, they ain't got nothing to do with it. But they benefited from that whole system. See, it was a system. And it's not like we looking at it like a few people. No, so these people have benefited from a whole system of supremacy. And they're still benefiting today. But are we going to use it as an excuse? No, we're just going to have to fight 10 times as harder.
Yeah.
That's how I see it, man.
Well said. Well, very well said. And I'll try to kind of expound on it, but you hit it right on the nail. First off, I'm glad he said it. I'm glad he said it because we didn't listen to the whole thing, so we don't know what kind of context he provided, but he opened the door for people to give context, like us and other people, to give a certain level of context to what he was saying. And I've lived by this mindset since I was an adult. Like, I'm not going to sit back and blame somebody or point a finger or anything like that or allow somebody to stop me from doing anything I want to do, but still having a keen understanding of what happened to us prior, what's currently happening, and how we're looked at in this country. And you can go no further to see how celebrities are destroyed in the black community based off of hearsay, this or that. You still see a certain level of you have to stay in your place, nigga, type shit still going on out here. That being said, and this is crazy. Oh, and I didn't talk to you about this, but this conversation made me think of it. Walk my dog every day. We take the same route, and every day I walk by Raymond's house, right?
Okay.
And I looked at an old truck that Raymond had, and it said Raymond's Landscaping and Trash Pickup, and it was old. This truck was probably from like the 70s, and I'm like, damn, he was one of the first black people to have business out here where we live. Like, it's a fact. It's a piece of history right here. And then you look in the back, and I'm like, and I asked him, I'm like, yo, Mr. Raymond, how did you grab trash and stuff? Yeah, he's still alive, dog.
God.
Bro, the same truck that he used to drive and pick up trash, it shit still fucking runs. Wow. I tell my kids, yo, I went through 3 cars. How the hell he still got this piece of shit running on this and still runs and picks up trash every Friday? Wow. Still does it. And I asked him, I was like, well, how did you, like, when you were growing up, or when you started it, did you take the trash to the dump? How did you do it? He said, I created a landfill, had, like, things, and I had it in the back of my house. So if you remember the back of his crib, he had a landfill, too. This is in the 60s and the 70s. This black man went out here in the country and created his own business, did his own thing, and it's still going to this day. So I say all that to say, man, like, when you don't want something to stop you, and our grandfather was the same way. If you don't want something to stop you, nothing can stop you. Now, did he come across a bunch of bullshit? I'm sure he did. When he went to town hall and tried to get licenses, did he deal with nonsense? I'm sure he did. Yep. But he didn't allow it to stop him. And like you said, there's a sector of people that wake up in the morning and go, how am I going to blame white people for my shit today? Like, and they prey on that and they pawn on that. And there's a level of black people that they know they could be manipulated by that. And they use it for their own monetary value, which is wrong. So like I said, I'm glad he said it. I'm glad he put it out there for us to give context. I'm glad he put it out there to see who's complaining about it. Because those who's complaining are typically the ones waking up seeing how they could blame white people every day. So I'm glad he said it. We still have to have an understanding of where we come from. And those people that weren't enslaving us before still had generations of people who thought of us in a certain light as well. So we have to be mindful of that. Not every white person is out to get us, but not every white person is out to allow us to flourish in this country because they don't want to see that shit either.
Yeah, and it's like when you got if you got power, you're not going to relinquish that.
Nope.
But see, the power's in the unity.
Oh,
that's where the power's at. It's in unity. You've seen East Indians come over here, for the last 50, 60 years, and now they are one of the richest demographics right now because they unify, they do business with each other. They stay in the house. We always use this example, but that's how they do it.
Yeah.
They ain't kicking their mom out. They all living in their house until they're able to really afford to live on their own. See, we got to have our own personal space. Mm-hmm. They'll take a 5-bedroom and have 12 people living in that joint.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And we don't do that. We got a 5-bedroom and there's 2 of us in there.
Yep.
And everybody's living separate. And we all struggling when we could really be together, making it happen. But we can't stand each other. We can't be around each other. And as far as the entrepreneur, we the original entrepreneur. We talking about Raymond. Mm-hmm. And we was the one we come from a place where we had to find little things like that to do to survive. Like, shit, nigga, I got to get me, a lawnmower. It's a whole bunch of houses out here that the grass got to be cut.
Yep.
These lazy people ain't cutting their grass. I'm gonna cut me a lawnmower, go knock on it. Look, I'll cut your grass for free. Let me come back in 2 weeks. We can develop a contract. Next thing you know, you got 20, 30, 40 trucks.
Yep.
So we know how that works. It's just at a point in time, once we started getting a lot of power in a lot of places, we already know the situation. But today's a new day and age with that. And if we stay strong and unify together, have each other's back instead of tearing each other down like the people are doing with Jay-Z and all these different people, we will be strong. We will be unified. Mm-hmm. But as soon as somebody gets up there like a Jay-Z, we want to drag his ass right back down and say that he got there because the Illuminati and he's doing stuff to little kids instead of us saying, nah, F that. You ain't going to touch our people until you come with some real damn evidence and you ain't even going to touch him. We going to deal with him. Mm-hmm. That's what other people do. But hey, look. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I mean, you don't see East Indians and shit and all these different people, complaining. You don't see them at the polls and none of that shit. They ain't voting and shit. Yep. They getting shit done in their community. They own businesses, though.
I bring up this example we brought up years ago. I'm going to bring it up again. Our Salvadorian community, how they came into Pleasantville. And if y'all from around here, y'all know, right. Pleasantville was predominantly black at one point. And then these little Salvadorian motherfuckers came through. And what they do, they went and bought one big-ass house together. They live there. Then they bring another family member over. Then they bring another family. They group there. And the women will cook, and the men will be out here making cars. And then you got one person doing daycare and all this shit. They'll build. Eventually, they bought the house next door, and then they bought this. Now they got restaurants, grocery stores, hospitals. Like, what the fuck happened in 10 years? these group of people came through here, and we know, and this is the tough part, because we know the tough conversation that happens with immigrants in this country and how people are overflooded and how jobs are being taken away, which is very true. But there's other ones that come over here with the mindset and the work ethic to go, no, you know what? We're going to put our egos aside. We're going to live together. We're going to build together. Yeah. And in 10 years, we're going to have something sustainable that we can call our own. We've never done that. Never. I mean, I don't want to say we've never done it. We haven't done it in a very, very, very long time. I'm talking about 5 decades since we really took ourselves and our mindset to go, you know, we're going to establish for our own and build for our own. Yes, I know they took it away. I know they burned it. I know they bombed it. I've heard all the stories about Tulsa and Philly and all these places that are very real. Let them try to do that shit now. They ain't got to. We doing it for them. So,
yeah, it's sad. And I think, you know, a place where this could really like start to be the incubator is like a church. Because they got so many of our people that go there, especially our women that go there, but they don't use it for that. See, the church, to me, it's turned into like a fraternity. Like, they are screaming and hollering at each other about how good Jesus is, but they ain't going out and helping and doing nothing with nobody else. It's like, you in this church, you know what I mean? We trying to get you right instead of them being out in the street and going to the masses and really trying to help. And then another part is all the money that they bringing in, tax-free. What the hell are they doing with that money?
Yeah,
now, some of them do their thing, but not enough of them.
Yeah.
All these churches every freaking where. They not even unified.
Yeah.
The church, they doing their own thing. One pastor got a Bentley, one got a Rolls Royce. They don't mess with each other. So, you know, even like the mosque, but it's a whole nother thing, man. Religion shit, in my opinion, is nothing but division at the end of the day. It's been so many lines of division that have been, you know, drawn in the sand for us that it seems like it's almost an impossible feat. You know what I mean? For us to really, you know, do that unification. And I ain't saying that we got to be all agree with the same things, but it's like we have to have more love for each other. That's all.
Yeah, and move on the same accord. We ain't always got to agree, but we can move the same way for the same common goal.